Showtime.
Well, hello everybody. Welcome back to OnlyLeedsBros for the match build-up. Danny, you're trying not to laugh there. I've seen your grooves going on there in the lobby in the background. You're enjoying that one.
I need to update my intro game because I was about to get my glow sticks out at one point, man. I'm like, this.
You're about to pick up drinking, right?
Yeah, well, get back on that wagon and all that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely love it. We are joined by Danny from Not Another Leeds podcast and Joe B. Joe, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing all right, Tar. As mentioned to you in advance, I'm also working at the same time. And the moment the countdown hit 23 seconds, Atalanta decided to score a goal. So if I'm quiet for the next minute or so, that's why.
That's all right. That's it. Thanks very much. And what I said to you, Joe, who said men can't multitask? You're definitely you're squashing that claim. Dillo, how are you, pal?
Oh, good, lads. Oh, good. Leeds are back tomorrow. It's great to have two wonderful guests on. Danny as the mad, crazy man that he is. Joe B is just precise quotes and stats, and nothing better on a Saturday night now than the pleasure listening to these two lads and yourself, Darren, and myself.
And yourself, Darren. Yeah, thanks very much.
Mad and crazy is the psychological term, the clinical term. I prefer unique and quirky. That's
right. So I'll use that one next time.
We'll absolutely love it. Right, lads, we are here for the match build-up. Leeds United versus Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow at 12 o'clock, Yorkshire derby. Leeds have yet to win in the league in 2025. Before we get into the press conference, we go around the room. Danny, you confident for tomorrow, or how are you feeling?
I should be confident. But, there's always that Leeds TSD within me that says, you know what? We could be 6-0 up and lose 7-6. It's just one of them things, but we should beat them comfortably, in my opinion. But everyone ups the game against us. We've all seen that, and hopefully we can get 3 points. We should do that, shouldn't we?
Yeah, should do. Yeah, especially Sheffield United winning today. It just we need to, don't we? Yeah, we need to keep the pressure on them 100%. Joe B, you buddy, how are you feeling about tomorrow's match?
I'm feeling pretty good. Again, it's a home match, and we tend to be very, very good at home. I had a look at the championship table earlier when I was doing my own little preview bit, and we're top of the championship home table, so we should be fine. Sheffield Wednesday, not a bad side away, but I'll admit I was a lot more confident before the presser, and then the news happened.
Yeah, oh no, and we will get into that. Dillo, same question to you, buddy. How are you feeling about tomorrow?
Like what Roy Keane would say, it's a derby. It's a derby. Yeah, look, it's confident I am, but there's always that Leeds in the back of my head, that just, a grand stretch of a week there.
Yeah.
Obviously, we'll get into Daniel Farke's press conference, but, a few injuries there lying around, not too good. Other clubs are moving with transfers. We aren't. So it's a bit all nerve-wracking at the minute, if I'm being honest. So, look, I'm trying to stay positive. I'm trying to stay calm. I'm trying not to worry about it. But, look, I am. I'm confident for tomorrow.
Yeah, it's hard, isn't it? We'll get into it anyway, Dylan. You're the man to take Daniel Farke's press conference. Let's pick the bones away. Let us know what he said, buddy.
So, I got the old iPad out for this one.
There we go.
Ooh, fancy.
So, I know,
No messing around on this pod.
yeah. No, definitely no. Moving up in the world, Danny. We're moving up in the world. So, my man, Piero, is back in team training and he's fully fit. Facts, words, not
Good
mine.
news, yeah.
Pascal, I'm not calling him Strike because he's injured now, so I'm going to have to call him Pascal.
Pascal.
Pascal report awareness in his hamstring. Next 3 weeks, give or take. But he did mention could be even 3 months. You know, determining on the scans, we have to wait a while, etc. The usual. Won't give you a full in-depth answers until, you know, whether it's swelling or whatever it is. But anyway, 3 weeks he's out for anyway, so which is not good. You know, he brings a lot to the team, being deputy captain. He Farke did say we always scoring more goals when he is on the pitch. Didn't really give much away when it came to transfers again. Kind of just dipped his toe in the water, if that's what you want to say. Said, you know, certain things that maybe it will go ahead, maybe it won't go ahead. You know, Farke likes to keep his cards close to his chest. Just talking about Charlie Crew, about getting minutes. Obviously with Crew coming back, it kind of frees up that bit of space. So it was the right thing to do for Crew to go. Same with Joffy. Joffy was struggling to get minutes, even get onto the bench at times. But his attitude, Farke did say his attitude was immense. Just about how well he's been coping. So all the best to Joffy. And he was very professional. Overall, he did say he was happy with the team. His squad. And that we are top of the league. That was the words that he did say. January at the minute is obviously very complicated. The window itself, if the price is right, might jump at someone, but it is a difficult time getting people in the door. Wahlberg's training more and more, but there's still a bit of obviously that doubt in the back of your head. So that's when he did touch on the transfer speculation, that maybe they will have to jump into the market with something like that. Well, that was the vibe he was giving me anyway.
Yeah.
That's more or less really it.
Danny, obviously the main topic from that buddy was the Pascal Strike injury. It was a little bit like, yeah, he's out for 3 weeks, could possibly more. Shock to a whole lot of us. What's your thoughts? Is it time to hit the panic button and get into the market?
100%. I think that, you know, Farke, I'm ready. I've got a car full of petrol. I'm ready. Just send me where it is. I'll go pick them up and bring them to Thorpe Arch. Honestly, we saw this last year, didn't we? You know, Pascal got an injury and he was out for the season, I think, wasn't it? We didn't replace him.
He didn't play after that, yeah? What was it, the hernia, lads? I'm trying to think back. It was a hernia.
He had surgery, I think.
And we were told that it was going to be the same thing. It was a little bit like Rutter's one. And then he never played again. He never played for the rest of the season, didn't he?
He did say, actually, sorry, in the presser, that it was this time last year where that issue did.
It was the turn of the year.
So, no, he didn't actually state what it was, whether it was the hernia or hamstring, wherever it is. But yeah, it's not really good, lads, is it?
No.
No, I mean, we need to replace him. Well, not replace him, but we need to have adequate cover the guy from Forest, if he's there. I always forget his name. Begins with an O.
Omar Bamadelli.
Omar Bamadelli, yeah.
Good, strong Irish name, that.
Yeah, because Pascal, yeah, he's out for the next 3 weeks. But
second, lad, sorry.
Who's to say we don't have road on? You know, get injured and stuff like that. I just feel like we need not bodies as in quantity, but like number 10 should be in the top of the list for me. But yeah, I think it is time we need to move in the market. I understand, you know, you have to be smart in the thing, but I think it's worrying that we're not hearing stuff like we normally do. I know they run a tight ship. I mean, Joe's probably heard more stuff, you know, behind the scenes working in the football industry and stuff. But yeah, I mean, it's not great, is it?
No, not good news.
Sorry about that, lads. It was like Joe B there with the cat. You know, like Joe's cat always just goes across the screen. Dog was just started doing laps in the house for some mad reason.
I actually texted Joe before. So it was like, "Is your cat free to do the match build up tonight?" And Joe came on. She just came here. Joe, same question to you. What did you make of the press conference? Obviously, the Pascal Strike one. Not ideal. We probably needed a snap and a half before we hear the news. Are you in panic mode? You never really seem to be in panic mode.
I don't really have a panic mode because
No, I don't think you
the
do.
way that I'm seeing it is, if anything, we should have had a panic mode last year, and then we didn't get promoted. But you know what? We are winning significantly more games of football than Southampton right now, so we're having more fun. So sod it, it'll be fine either way. Yeah, I think as much as we haven't heard very much on transfers at all, and I've heard one or two little grapeviney bits, but right, just to address this one specifically, because this is the perfect like framing device for it, right? Saying that Leeds always do the same old rubbish stuff in the January window. There's a couple of things to discuss on that. First, you've got what happens when we do decide to move in the January window. Let's have a look at Jean-Kevin Augustin, shall we? Where we paid £40 million for football. No, sorry, 50 minutes of football because he cost us £800,000 per minute he played for our club. So
Yeah, but what a 40 minutes though. I mean, come on.
It was so good. So you don't want to dive in for players that very much don't suit the club because you end up with situations like that. And at the same time, people are saying the fact is quite scary, and I do get that because you're used to the sort of Fabrizio Romano-ized world in which Cody Gakpo's on a plane. That turned out to be bollocks. And then Bamba Dieng's on a plane. No, it's the same plane, and he's also not got on the plane. So let's stop that. And it's a spot where like you hadn't heard of Isaac Schmidt until the evening before we signed him. Very few people were aware of Ilya Gruev until we signed him. And we're just really good at keeping it quiet. And after the end of the transfer window, when Daniel Farke had said, we need 5 or 6 players, he got 5 or 6 players. It's a case of whatever he's asking for, he's going to get, because the 49ers know they can't benefit at all if we don't get promoted. And he's the person that knows what tools we need to do that.
Yeah. That's fair. Yeah, that's fair. He always brings sense to it all.
Yeah, he does. It just calms me down. For a split second, I was on the edge of my seat, like getting ready to bounce me head off the desk. But then Joe was, no. As soon as he said no, we did bring 5 players in. I was like, yeah, no, he's actually right. You made it clear, Joe. Thanks. I can sleep tonight. Sound. Oh, thanks. Okay. Thanks a million.
You make me feel guilty, Joe. Like I always think like my irrational anger is justified, and then you go and make logic into my brain. You know what I mean? I can't.
That's because I counter irrational anger with irrational joy, and then we just end up somewhere in the middle together, being like, no one knows what's going on, but it'll be fine.
We're gonna roll with it anyway.
It is. It's just a shoulder shrug, isn't it? Yeah, that's fair. Yeah.
You're like the Leeds United Jesus. You just.
I'd say I'm a grade above Jesus. He's JC. I'm JB. So
nice. I'm a fan of this JB.
Oh, it's roasting in here. It's roasting. I love it.
Joseph B.
Joseph.
Yeah. We're here all night, boys. We're here all night. I'm good.
Oh, God.
Absolutely love it. Joe, I was calm, and then I read this comment from Daniel saying Weiler came out after the win against Norwich saying that they almost have 3 over the line and expect 5 through the door by the end of the window. We can't sit still, lads. Danny, we'll come to you. What do you make of that one?
Ooh,
as they go top of the table.
Yeah. It's refreshing to see a manager come out and state that they've got players coming through. As Leeds fans, we want positive reinforcement from the club, don't we? Like, oh yeah, we're in for this player. We're in this player. You've seen it with Farke and the 49ers before. I feel like they don't want to give the game away because the hiking prices and stuff like that. You know, it's all politics behind the scenes. But Joe had a very good point. You know, we'd never even heard of Tanaka or even Gruev, Schmidt. You know, all these players that have come, Pablo Hernandez, that some could say that they've never heard of him, even though he played for Swansea, etc. But we want, like, I said to Joe Wayman the other day, I says, I've never wished for incredible links before, but my YouTube's getting like dust on it from not YouTubing players. I think it's just because we're seeing other clubs do stuff and we're not bringing anyone in, or even links that are far and few between. I think we're just we're getting that from last year vibe, like nothing's going to happen. Do you know what I mean? So it's it's from the point of view that it's worrying. We're not seeing anything done, but then again, we're not seeing what's happening behind the scenes. They could be making inquiries. They could be scouting players. You know, they probably have free agents in. You know, but see, I can multitask too. I can waffle and just be annoying at the same time. Sorry, but yeah, that's pretty much it.
Yeah, there's a quick point that I'm going to steal from someone else. I can't remember who said this, but I really liked it, and I'm having it.
It's good. It's me.
There we go. It was something along the lines of, we're all saying that other clubs are getting reinforcements in, but if you look at who those reinforcements are, Burnley is your example. They've brought in Ashley Barnes, and I work with the Norwich fan. I was chatting to him earlier, like, why did they sign Ashley Barnes? And he's like, I don't know, but it's freed up a lot of wage budget, so I don't mind it. And some fullback who gave away a penalty against Sunderland yesterday. So whilst we assume that every other club's recruitment is going to be absolutely perfect, it's not. Other clubs are going to make mistakes in the same way that we are going to make mistakes. And we also assume that anything that we do is probably wrong because we are just sort of, as Danny said earlier, Leeds TSD'd into everything is bad and everything will stay bad forever. But that's not the case, is it? It'll be fine. The one indicator I'm using right now is if Liverpool win the league, we tend to go up. And I'm just hoping.
Hanging out.
Do you know what, Joe? Right, I'm gonna get you to do a recording so I can listen to it before I go to sleep. Because I know if you're telling me everything's gonna be fine before bedtime, I'll sleep like a rock. Honestly, like
you get him on like CBB. Was it CBBS? Is that what you call it?
Yeah.
CBBC.
Yeah, CBBCs. Or better yet, I don't know. I did see them in Smith's the other day. You can get like little figures.
Danny's right here. Forrest will go Pip to win the league.
Forrest will win, yeah. Anyway, you get these little figures and you put on the and it tells you a story. You know what I'm talking about? You just sit it in.
Yeah.
Imagine one of them, my own personal one, with a little figure of Joe B, and he just reassures me every night that we're gonna be okay.
And then every once in a while, go on.
I was going to say that, or we pay for your Uber just to come sit next to my bedside table and just read the stuff. Can we get funding for that?
An Uber to Ireland would be very expensive every night.
Is that a subscription through your work, Joe? Can we get that?
We can find out. We can work something out. It's fine. Yeah, the other alternative track, in addition to the whole nice calming bits of conversation, is just the recording of what happened after Melier did the thing that Melier did, and it's just like a 15-minute sound of, "Oh, I trusted you so much," and it's just that on repeat.
We've a good one here from Stephen B, and I think this again is just a little bit of reassurance. He's very much in the Joe camp. All right, lads, Farke not going to show his hand, or the Leeds owners in terms of target. No doubt that they're working on something behind the scenes. We won't know until it's signed and sealed. And notoriously, they are like that, lads, aren't they? The 49ers. We don't really know till probably 24 hours beforehand. And it was only the Jaden Bolger one we only knew because Chris Wilder decided to let the hold the bag in pre-season that one was getting done. The same thing with Tanaka. He was very much on a flight on his way before we found out that one. So I think that's probably the confidence side of it, is that they could be working on something in the background. But I just think as Leeds fans, we kind of need to see something, don't we? We need to kind of go on social media. We need to see with our eyes that Leeds are being linked to players for us to believe that something's coming in, because you do see it with everyone else is obviously being draft-fed. I said it to Dylan at the start of January. No, I'm not panicking. Yeah, I was saying that we needed a 10 and Melier made the mistake, and I said we need a goalkeeper. And I was like, I'm not going to panic. I'm just going to wait it out. And then February, I'll assess the window and see how we're getting on. It's only mid-January, and I'm like to Dylan. I text Dylan and I'm, I'm panicking. I'm panicking already. Yeah. It's just the Leeds in you that when you you go on social media and you see Sunderland are doing this, Burnley have done that, and it's like what Joe said. They signed Ashley Barnes, and as soon as I seen it was Ashley Barnes, and then you get thinking, yeah, but that's a player they needed, and they signed Ashley Barnes. It's just, I don't know if it's the Leeds in you, but it just has a way of coming back and kind of haunting you a little bit.
It's also sorry, just to jump in there, Twitter's not the barometer of Leeds United in itself. It's one face of Leeds United.
Yeah.
Everyone, insulting each other and doing this. We have to put toxic suits on to go on Twitter. Let's face it, because it's absolutely manic sometimes. But yeah, that point we just made there, mate, was we don't know what's going to happen. You know what I mean? 2 minutes before they could be signing something, but maybe just to jump on the back of the transfer thing, they could be waiting for Buendia to make his mind up. I know because we've been linked with him, haven't we? So, what do you reckon, Joe?
I don't think Buendia goes to the Championship, and I don't think he's what we need
Don't
at the
ruin it.
minute. I
Come
know,
on,
I'm
Joe.
sorry. I know,
Come on.
but it's
Get the
it's
cat
one of
on.
those-
Get the cat on.
It's one of those where it feels like he's not going to be someone that is. I don't know. There's a hard way to phrase it. I think he's too proud to go back to the Championship, from what you can sort of tell from him. And in addition to that, it's not really what we need. As much as we all say we need a number 10, we also need a number 10 that doesn't spend a bulk of the season injured. And that's not what Emi Buendia is. So, yeah, it's a tough
He
one.
very much gives like the Solomon vibes, Joe. Doesn't he? That like if you get him fit, brilliant. But it is that question mark again, exactly like when Solomon came in. It was that massive question mark of can we keep him fit? And the likelihood of Leeds United keeping both injury-prone players fit would be very, very highly unlikely. And this one here as well, I wanted to highlight because I seen it the other day, Joe, that you were saying about Gilavogi being linked to Paris FC. How Leeds United would just this be that we do let him go, and then you see Tanaka and Rotwell get an injury, and then we're left with Ampadu and Gruev. Something like Leeds, just don't do it. There's no need for us to do it. If he wants to be a cheerleader for the rest of the season, just let him do it, because it would just be the Leedsy thing that we let him go out the door and then we get hit with injuries there again, isn't it?
I think if that was ever going to be a thing that happened, though, we wouldn't have let Kruger out on loan.
Yeah.
I think it would be a case of, okay, so Krug has gone out, we definitely keep Gilavogi. Because even if, because a lot of people are looking at the sort of Red Bull link and saying, yeah, well, if Gilavogi goes over there, then Paris FC might go up, and then Red Bull make a lot of money out of that. But like, football money in France is a pittance compared to what it is in the UK. So surely Red Bull would go, well, we have an ownership stake in Leeds. Get them up, because the pot of money is colossal. It just makes a bit more sense for them to say, okay, keep Leeds strong. At the same time, we won't get Ilan Cabal because that would hurt the Paris FC push. And yeah, I think it'd be fine. He's not going to go.
What about you, Danny? What do you think about that Gilavogi links to leave?
I ain't seen him personally, if I've been honest with you, but look, after the Harrogate performance, I'll book him the fight for myself. Nah, he's very much apparently he's turned the dressing room around. He's very positive, and that's the type of person we need, even though he's not. He's at that age. Was he 35, 36?
He's 36, Joe, is he? I think he is 36.
I want to say 30.
My age then.
Oh, but I'll
same age as me, so.
I was going to type it in, but Joe's fingers, I hear Joe's fingers going. And
he don't have to type, he's connected to the system. It's like Tron. It's just like all. So,
34 and 121 days.
He's pushing on, isn't he?
34 in footballing years is 74 in our years. So he's obviously in the twilight end of his career. If they can say, look, we'll give you one last contract for 3 years. He's only on a season one here. You know, fair play to him. It's all about his career. End of the day, as long as we replace him, I'm not bothered. But I could take him and leave him, to be honest. But Joe makes a good point again. That if he was to go, then I don't think Krug goes out on loan, because let's face it, he's a Welsh international.
Yeah, that's true, mate. Yeah, I hope it is, because I was when I seen the links, I was like, it would just be typical Leeds like that. We let Krug go, we let Gilavogi go, and then it'll just be that one thing where, like we said, Tanaka Rotwell get injured, or Gruev somehow gets a setback or something like that, and then we're short in midfield. I'm just Leeds. Just there's no need for it. Just don't do it. Let's just keep him. Go ahead, buddy.
Can I just ask? Ask? Sorry, I'm in school. Please, sir. Have you seen, Joe? You might know more about this. Have you seen has Kamara been axed from the thingy squad?
I remember having a little bit of talk with someone about it, but I can have a look.
Said that he'd been axed from the squad, and I'm like, oh, what's going on there? But anyway, sorry.
I did hear he was links. I did hear he was in talks of coming to Sunderland, but I didn't hear he was being axed. I did hear it wasn't going well for him out there, and he wasn't really playing much, but I didn't hear he was being axed. Because it was the same thing at Rangers, wasn't he? Go ahead again, Joe.
He's not been in the squad since mid-December, and even that was 14 minutes, which not great.
At what point?
Because it was the same thing at Rangers as well. Before he came down to Leeds, it was the same thing as well, wasn't it? That he training with the 21s, and he was
But
actually
he's
in the
not
squad
like
up
there's
there.
nothing exciting about him now. He's just
He's
side to
just-
side.
He's just simple, isn't he?
But like he didn't do anything wrong, but he just didn't do anything out of the world either.
Mm.
Just done the
Yeah.
obvious thing, and then like the amount of times like you could hear whether you were at the match or if it was watching on TV, when the fans he'd be on the edge of the box and they'd be all like shoot, and
have a shot,
nothing.
like.
just knock it back like. Just, Kamara's up to his usual tricks. You know, I guarantee someone did put a bet on that he would have a shot. I don't think he did have a shot. Did he? Did he have one shot on goal, lads?
He did. He had one, but it went wide.
No. He had 5, and 2 of them went on target, and that means that he was one of our most accurate shooters last season.
5.
That's mental. Isn't it?
No, I think you're making it up, Joe. There's no way. There's no way that Glenn Kamara, who's got a shotgun foot, had 5 shots. 2 of them were on target.
Shotgun.
There's no. Honestly, he was through on goal. He could have easily put it in the corner. I can't remember who he was against, but he put it wide. Do you know one? Do you know which one I'm on about? It's like from the edge of the 6 yards.
I think the one that you're thinking of might be a bit different. I think you're thinking of the one where he had the ball on the edge of the box. Everyone was saying, just hit it. And he squares it to Somerville.
Get out of my mind.
I'm sorry.
Get out of my brain.
Madness.
This is me.
man.
Stephen is just me at the minute. It's just like inside I'm absolutely panicking. Like I don't know what to do. I'm here just like, can we just find some players? But then I'm like in the back of my head's just telling me, just it's gonna be fine. It's gonna be all right. Just don't worry about it. I'm just like, I just can't. Like what if we don't do it? What if we make the same mistakes as last season? I don't want to again in May going into playoffs and doing it all again. I don't want it to be done. Anyway, lads, we move on. Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow. They're obviously in a little bit of bother. They're giving me a little bit of Leeds United vibes when Chileno was here. Really, really good owner there, Joe. Would you agree?
I'll be honest with you. I do as little as I can to keep up with various owners throughout the championship because the dream is we don't have to have these conversations next season. So I couldn't tell you. I'll be honest.
Yeah, so I think he's been there since like 2015. There's talking about protests and all in Sheffield Wednesday, so things aren't good. The fans are very much in Danny Rohls' corner. Do you want him to stay there? Do you feel he can take the club on? The owner's kind of holding him back. A little bit of Ken Bates vibes there that he's just not fully putting his hand in his pocket, asking supporters to pay and stuff like that. Little bits that I've read it kind of gave me a little bit of Chileno vibes. But in fairness to them, lads, Sheffield Wednesday at the minute do sit 10th in the championship table, which was a bit of a surprise because they're only 4 points off the playoff places, which again, that surprised me as well. Because you think of Sheffield Wednesday, you think them very much kind of down there, battling relegation, but they're anything but. The last 5 fixtures, lads, they've 1-2, drawn 2, and lost 1. 2-0 win against Stoke, 3-3 draw at Borough, a 3-1 loss away to Preston North End, a 4-2 win to Derby, and then their last out on a 2-2 draw to Millwall. Josh Windass is probably their most key player with 10 goals this season. There has been talks of him going out the door as well in January. Danny, I'll come to you. Sheffield Wednesday tomorrow. Would you be confident that we could pick up all 3 points at Elland Road as well? Should really be.
Do you know when I watched the first fixture, the one person that I was worried about on their team was their striker. He was rapid, and he kept doing. I can't remember who was right back at the time. Might have been Bogle, but he just looked absolutely rapid, and that's the only time that I felt genuinely concerned about that team. But yeah, I think we've got enough. Even our bench at times is really good at this level. I think Gnonto needs to pick up his game a bit. I don't even know who start tomorrow, but I'm sure you'll talk about that in a bit. But yeah, confident. I've just decided I'm confident. Joe says it's going to be fine.
You change just like that. You're like, yep.
Yeah. No, I just. Joe's like Seneca. Do you know what I mean? Like he's just such a great philosopher.
You did touch on it there, Gnonto. We might as well touch on it here, lads, because it is one that's been probably really griping me through the season with the Gnonto situation. I'm just finding them so frustrating this year. Dylan, will come to you. I know as well. You're kind of the similar kind of thoughts of Gnonto this season. What do you think is missing from his game? Why hasn't he not reached the heights that we know he can get to?
I think he's overkilling it. He's over trying. being honest. But that has to be the, like he's still creating chances. He's still getting into good areas of the pitch. He's creating something. He's moving. I don't know. It just doesn't seem like the same Gnonto that we had. Going back to what we said, I've said it over the last few videos when it has came up. When Somerville did walk out the door, I was kind of like he was handing him the torch. We've seen it on social media. He did comment on it saying, it's your time to shine, basically, more or less. And he just hasn't done that. His performance has been up and down. But now over the last while, because you know how I feel, Darren, when it comes to competition, when a player comes off the pitch in the 70th minute for players to come on and they're making an impact straight away, there's nothing better to seeing a whole team, the starting 11 and who was on the bench, just together as a team and as a unity, make an impact. And Gnonto isn't doing that. He did and he was, but he doesn't seem to be doing it now. I think, to be honest with you, 1 foot is out the door, 1 foot is in the door. That's the vibe I'm getting. He, he's still young at the end of the day. I don't know, it's just kind of mixed emotions when it comes to him at the minute. He would be my fourth choice, definitely, considering I would start Solomon, Ramazani and James ahead of him. But I want him to do well, and I want him to kind of become some sort of, you could say, the man of this team.
Yeah.
But he hasn't been performing. Just simply hasn't been performing. But yeah, look, you never know at the end of the day. It could be transfer speculation. Could be people in his head. With Somerville going out the door as well, they were good friends. That could have been kind of a kick to him as well. But then as well, I think he got overhyped considering when he did, like, he done well in the Swiss League and then he came here and, he started in the Premier League. All of us, I think we could agree, he was very exciting to watch. He was something different about him for being such a young prospect. And, obviously his song and all, everyone just fell in love with him instantly. Then he done a little bit of a bold thing and threw his toys out of the pram and it didn't really work out for him. Took him back in and now since then he just hasn't been completely at it. So I'm hoping there'll be some sort of change in him, and even like tomorrow hopefully he can just kind of get the ball rolling and start making some sort of impact over the next few games. But yeah, literally, Dr. Cox said he's not a team player at the minute.
Is there a little bit of us that doesn't recognise that he's still very young?
Yeah.
Because he is 21 years old. Like, think of every single person in the chat on this stream right now. When you were 21, when it came to work stuff, when it came to absolutely everything, you weren't the most... Oh, hi, Evie. You weren't the most consistent person around. You would have days where you were just not feeling it. You would absolutely not be head in the game all the time. And I think when it comes to footballers, we kind of forget that, but they are still people, and they still can make these mistakes time and time again. And especially when you're younger, you let sort of upset get more of you more often. And when he's in a situation where he can almost certainly feel thousands of people in the crowd saying, like, getting on his back and saying, you should be doing better, that's where he keeps trying to do more than he necessarily has to. Because he feels like he's trying to prove, okay, fine, I'll finish this move with a shot. If I score a goal, maybe the people will shut up. And that's not necessarily going to happen, and that's going to lead to more mistakes. So I just...
Sorry, Joe, sorry. I didn't mean that. I didn't mean to put you off. I'm sorry.
I've just read it myself here. It's fine.
I have some beautiful thoughts of Danny doing a bit of modelling.
That's basically it, though.
No, I agree, Joe.
Yeah.
I think it's definitely, and I feel bad on him to a certain degree because he is still young, and I just feel like there's a lot of pressure on him. But to a certain degree, I think we can agree he didn't really help himself because he wanted to be. He kind of flaunted it an awful lot. But he is an exciting player to watch, and I think that's what it is. But I don't know, like, it's just with DJ at the minute. DJ, with Evie being in the building there now, actually, she speaks so highly of DJ and the way that he wears his heart on his sleeve for this club. He just gives. He mightn't score, he might have a bad day, but he just gives 110%. Not even just running around like a headless chicken, but you can see it in him, lads. He breeds Leeds. He gets
He's
it.
story before himself, lads. Isn't he?
And I think that's maybe what Gnonto is struggling with at the minute, that he doesn't get it. You know, new players, you could say Ramazani, the arrow in the door.
Do you think,
it's gonna take a
Delon,
while.
this is playing the devil, do you think that like he ever will recover? Let's just say, for argument's sake, Gnonto turns his fortunes around, has a brilliant second half to the season, scores plenty of goals for us, ends up being player of the year. Do you ever really think that Leeds fans will ever forget that he handed in the transfer request? Do you think that is the reason why we're thinking of him like this? Because let's be honest, there has been poor players in this team as well that aren't getting dug out as much as Gnonto.
I think that he doesn't, as I said, he doesn't help the situation. He's not helping himself to achieve whatever that he wants to achieve with this club or in his career. But as I said, you know, and you said it as well, it's like it's 1 foot out the door and 1 foot in. That's the vibe that you get from Gnonto. And I'm not even talking about his overall general play, whether he comes on. You can see at the end of matches, look, we won a game, and because he was taken off, he's causing a strop. And, you know, the camera's put on him, and he's just no facial expressions whatsoever. Bringing this player up, and I know he's probably going to be like, why? I'm going back to Roar. You could see it in it. He knew what it meant. He got it.
Yeah.
Whether it was, you know, the match was finished, you know, when he was kind of saluting to the fans, which he did at Brighton the other day, and I'm really annoyed over it. But however, it's you have to get it, and I just genuinely don't think Gnonto does at this time. I think it's just a stepping stone for him to his next progression in his career.
Yeah, I think I feel the same. I always feel like he is just 1 foot out the door as well, Dillo. Danny, we'll come to you with Gnonto. John Redmond says here, Gnonto self before side. Do you get that vibe as well, or do you just think it's just a bad period he's going through?
I just think he's going for a bit of a rough patch, if I'm being honest, mate. There's two sides to the, you know, when he did hand in a transfer request, I think he was misguided, and I think his agent at the time took advantage, because I think he was the same agent as Zaniolo, who he did the same with to get out of Roma, and he ended up at, was it Bournemouth? Was it Bournemouth?
It was
Sounds
Bournemouth,
right.
wasn't it?
Yeah.
But I thought so. I think he was misguided. He realised that he's made a mistake, and he has. For me, I think he has genuinely tried. But I think what Dilo said there rings true as well. He does over try sometimes, and I get that. You know, it's frustrating when you're trying to prove yourself, but the opportunities don't happen. We've all been there on the football pitch where you wanted that one pass to, you know,
Be perfect,
have a
yeah.
spot or whatever. Yeah, but that's football, isn't it? And just how the cookie crumbles, so to speak. But let's face it, you know, the truth is, like, he's not a Leeds fan. He never was. He was an international when he came to us. He saw it as a stepping stone. All players do. It's regardless if you are, even if when you are a Leeds fan, you know what I mean, you want to progress your career because it's so short, a footballing career.
Yeah.
I kind of don't blame him for wanting to put himself out there to get a bigger move, because at the end of the day, everybody wants to play in the Champions League final, etc. I'm nearly done. Hang in there.
All right, buddy.
But I think it's like that with me. I'm on the fence with Gnonto. If he keeps trying to play hard, then you know, in time, I'm sure I'll forgive him for saying, because I know that he was misguided by his agent. What I will say is about with DJ as well, I absolutely love the guy, even though he played for that team across the Pennines from us. Especially after how we treat him as well. When we shipped him off to Fulham, for him to come back and play how he has for the past 2 seasons after we just got rid of Marsh, got rid of him, and nearly pulled the plug on the sale. That we nearly Swansea'd him from a Leeds United point of view. But yeah, I think he'll have his moment. I don't think it's done. I think Ramazani will have a moment as well.
Me too, yeah.
But yeah, and see. Oh,
all right. I don't know where Darren went to.
Well,
He's
then.
gone, isn't he?
You have a look at
Well,
my
anyway, I'll obviously have to take control. I don't know where he went to, but I'll take control anyway for a minute. Oh no, he's back. Where is he? He is back.
Oh.
Sorry,
Yeah,
lads.
Joe's gone. Yeah, Joe's gone.
I have no
Oh,
idea
we
what
just-
happened here, lads.
Are we taking it in terms of leaving? My turn. No.
I don't
I
know
am
what
still
happened here,
here.
lads. I was just gone.
Why is
Oh.
Joe not? Why is Joe not up on the?
Where's Joe?
Hello?
Joe, we can hear you, but we can't.
Oh, there
see
he
you.
is.
No
Just
idea
got
what happened here, lads.
banished.
Literally banished, taken away.
Four became three, four became three. I have no
That's
idea
the
what happened.
that's the formation we're going out with tomorrow.
I was
Yeah.
literally just about to speak, and then all of a sudden it was gone. Next thing I want to talk about, lads, I want to pick your brains on is the striker position. Obviously, we've seen Matteo Joseph play against Harrogate. We weren't very impressed with him. Some people were saying that he's not up to it. League Two side didn't play great. I actually thought he was okay. He hit the post. If he scores that, we probably look at him a little bit differently. So what Dylan said as well. We got a bit of good news about Joe Pirro. Joe B will come to you tomorrow. If you're Daniel Farke, are you going with Pirro or are you going with Joseph? And who do you think he should nail down for the rest of the season?
It's weird because I don't think that either are right for every game.
Yeah.
So for tomorrow, when you've got a back five that you're dealing with a side that likes to go sort of high energy on the transitional stuff, you kind of need to do that back. Because they're a side that if you let them get their five at the back and then the four in front and they can just sit, that's impossible to break through a lot of the time. So in that case, you probably want to look at maybe a Matteo Joseph, just because what he does is the more energetic stuff that will tire out centre-backs. And then when it comes to the end of the match, brilliant, you can bring Pirro on for 15 minutes. He'll probably score a goal. For other matches, you're probably leaning Pirro. But I think for this one, that's likely not where I'd be leaning.
I agree.
Are you more so thinking tactics-wise, or because we've obviously heard about the muscle injury, maybe give him a rest and go with Joseph?
I think I'm just looking at it from a tactical point of view. I've just brought up a stat now as well that is looking at average distance from the goal when you take a shot, which is sort of a good idea of, does Pirro actually play as a number 9, or does he just do the 10-9 hybrid thing that he did alongside Rutter last season, which worked really well because Rutter also did the 10-9 hybrid stuff, whereas right now we've just got Aronson alongside him who doesn't play as much of a 9. But like in terms of average distance from the goal when you're taking the shot, Pirro shoots on average from further out than Jaden Bogle, Matteo Joseph, Pascal Strauch, Junior Firpo, Pat Bamford, and Sam Byram. All of those players are closer when they're having a go. To call him a number 9 feels like a bit of a stretch because he's very rarely in that 6-yard box or on the right side of the penalty spot.
Brilliant. Do you think, Joe, because this question popped up and I was going to ask it after I kind of went around, but do you think Leeds United should be looking at a number 9 in this January? I know it's kind of silly season, but doing that wasn't open, we're probably like, look, we'll get on with it. Because it is open, the question is obviously going to be asked. Do you think we should be looking at a number 9?
Yeah. That's the question. It's about priorities and stuff. So you don't know how much money is sat there in the budget. And you don't know whether we can prioritize 3 different positions, or you're just sort of stuck with, we've got the cash for 1 permanent signing and a loan. In which case you can say, cool, centre back 10. It's about what the resources are, and we don't know what those are, and we won't know what those are until after the window, I think.
Yeah, no, I agree. Danny, come to you, buddy. The Pirro and Joseph one seems to kind of ebb and flow. With Pirro obviously having his injury, Joseph not too great against Harrogate. We know the situation with Bamford, Gelhart's gone. What's your thoughts on the striker position tomorrow, and who would you be hanging your hat on?
Bamford needs to be sent to the vets.
Joe, Mew.
Yeah. This isn't for your delicate ears, Joe. I'm about to go in. Right. No, for me personally, I would start Pirro. I just think Pirro offers just a little bit more. That's all. Just a little bit more. Joseph for me he's in that limbo between the under 21s and first team where, you know, Somerville had it a few years ago where he was in and out of the team and he wasn't impacting as much. And look what he went on to do after a bit of experience. That's all that's missing from Joseph's game is experience. Like he's
Yeah.
making the right runs. He's you can see what he's trying to do, but he just like sometimes his first touch lets him down, or just that one decision making bit, and that I just feel like it'd be better to run them ragged after the 60th, 70th minute for me. That's totally from what I've just seen. Statistic wise, Joe will probably prove me wrong again. But Joe's you're probably right. But what temperature is the ball on average when they shoot from? You know what I mean? It's something like that. No, it's like for me the eye test. I prefer Pirro because he's that much more experienced. If we were to get another 9, I'd get shot a bumper to the pets for you or whatever it is. Gelhart's gone out to the Tigers, and I want a Premier League youth loan. I'd want an experienced 9 who's been in the trenches for years and can score. We joked about it, but who was the guy who's gone Burnley?
Who's got it? What?
Who was the guy that went to Burnley from
Ashley
Norwich?
Barnes.
Oh, Barnes. Yeah.
He'd get his goals. I'm not advocating to go out and sign him. I'm just saying of that ilk,
He's a
that's
shit
been
house,
around.
isn't he?
Yeah, I've been around. Like Kiefer Moore was a prime example. Ipswich, a blinding bit of business.
It's just a different dynamic, Danny, isn't it? It's like we seem to have like Pirro. We obviously know what he does. He scores goals. Doesn't do much other than that. Jose was very much kind of the all-round striker without the goals. We just need, I think at times we're missing it a little bit. Like someone said, Evan Ferguson on loan. I don't think that's ever going to happen if it did.
Nah,
Jesus Christ.
you'll never get it.
For me, if Ferguson's gone anywhere, it'll probably be lower end Premier League or maybe out foreign somewhere. There's not a chance in hell he's dropping out the Championship, not the Leeds. But I think someone of that stature, I can understand where Michael's coming from there. Someone like, that big, something that we kind of hit when we're under a little bit of pressure. Would you agree with that? It's just a different profile of kind of player. Something that Bamford used to be able to give us that can't really give us that anymore. Just that outlet. Yeah.
So exciting.
Yeah. I just think a bully. I think that's probably a bully up front, someone that can kind of push around. We've seen Pirro getting bullied a little bit. Joseph does a little bit as well. I think someone that can just go up there and just be a terror to their defence to kind of do the dirty side of it. What do you think, Joe? Sorry.
No, go on, Danny.
Sorry, Danny, go ahead.
I just the Sunderland striker, I think he's good. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
Apart from taking penalties, he don't put him on penalties.
Just don't let him take penalties, yeah. I agree with that, yeah.
The thing with the Barnes stuff is everyone's sort of saying that's what we need. We need a classic number 9 who's going to score you some goals. Combining... The thing is, I saw Sean do this exact same joke in Joe's stream earlier. So it's less of a hit with you right now.
It's still on the round. Sorry,
We've all done it. We've all had a joke where we're like, that's a banger. I'm going to keep doing it.
I love it. You keep being you, Sean.
Yeah, with the Ashley Barnes stuff and saying we need a 9 that's going to score us some goals and all that sort of stuff. I had a little bit of a look, and since the start of the 23-24 season, Ashley Barnes has scored 6 goals. Since the start of this season, Dan James has scored us 6 goals. You're not necessarily going to get that out of someone just because they're a big lump of a number 9, and it feels like we're all forgetting that it was 8 months ago that Elland Road was packed to the rafters singing Ashley Barnes is fucking shit.
So what a day that was! What a day that was!
So, we can swear on this podcast. I didn't know that.
I hope so.
Danny,
well, that changes things.
This is international wars.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello, Joe, and you like it?
I just have to go back. I'm so happy Joe brought that up because that's just at the point. Reassuring me again, a little pat on the back. Ashley Barnes is, and he's right, is shite.
Yeah, but he's also attacked me. I feel attacked because I brought Ashley Barnes up and now he's just said, yeah, but it's shit. And you've all agreed. And I'm like, so no, I look shit.
You're just trying to be nice, Danny. You're just trying to be nice. No, but I understand where you come from. Burnley obviously recognised the position, and Joe did touch on it as well. For the sake of just going out and do something like Leeds shouldn't do it. Burnley have kind of gone and done that. Will he be effective for them? I don't really know. Like what I said, when I first seen Ashley Barnes signing for them, I was a little bit kind of like, if that's the best Burnley can do, I'm kind of happy about it. But then you're kind of getting thinking, well, he is a bit of a shit house. He can kind of go on there the last couple of minutes of games, be a bit of a tug, pull defenders around the place. He can do a job. And that's what I think Leeds are kind of missing up front. really, really talented front four. Them lads behind him are brilliant, but I don't feel like there's anyone up there that is a bully, is a shithouse, that can kind of go up there and, you know, ruffle kind of feathers. I just don't think we have that in that squad, and that's what I think we're missing. I was looking at Piro's stats, and I think Joe will be able to correct me. Is it 15 GNA that Piro has this season, Joe? Which
Sounds
is
about
like,
right. He's got 10 goals. I don't know about assists.
when you put it like that, I think it's 5 or 6, Joe. So we'll say about 14, 15, which is like unbelievable. There's probably not much better in the league. Probably Signs, maybe. Joe is probably better than that. So when you look at it from that point of view, you're going to say, well, why do Leeds need a striker? You probably have one of the most prolific ones. But I think it is, again, similar like to the number 10. I think Robbie mentioned it in the chat. We don't need a number 10, probably because we have Aronson. But it just feels like just that's something different when things aren't going well, away from home. You know, we're not at it.
The plan B aspect.
Like what you said, Danny, a key for more. Just someone just to come on and ruffle a few feathers, hold the ball up and bring us into the game a little bit. What do you think, JB?
I like an old-fashioned shithouse as much as anyone else, but I think on the list of priorities, it's not quite as high, I'd say.
What would be yours? What would be yours, Joe?
Oh, gentle. Come on, go into him like you went into Ashley Barnes. Come on.
I mean, all right, fine. I've got a wild take for you, right?
Come on, let's have it.
Go.
Premier League.
Go man, Danny.
Premier League under Marcelo Bielsa. There was a player that got 6 or 7 months with him and ended up playing completely out of position, but I thought what he did then would be really good for us now. You want to know who our next number 9 is? It's Dan James. Do you remember the speed at which he would just sprint in and just kick a goalkeeper every once in a while? If you want someone to rough someone up, there is no one better than Dan James who will just go absolutely nuts, kick someone from time to time, and you know what? With the form he's in right now, he'd score a few goals as well.
That's a show.
That's what I'm going to go with.
Not bad. Yeah, look.
Yeah. Actually, that's a show. I like it.
I thought that would be a genuinely awful take, but we'll take it.
Shithouse we have up front. Yeah, I agree with that.
She's saying it sarcastically.
Evie, can you confirm or deny that claim, please?
No, you don't have to. We all know that. Believe me.
Easy says here, all we need is for Farke to do his job. He was brought in to do and then leave.
Easy's always so negative when it comes to Farke, isn't he?
Yeah.
Always backs it up though, to be fair to him.
Danny, I'll come to you because I haven't really picked your brain on this one. Farke, for some reasons, he always seems to get a bit of shit from the fans. If we just never win a game, it's always like Farke out. Where do you stand with Danny Farke? Do you enjoy his football? Is he the man for the job, or are you one of them? You're just here to get us up and then go.
This is it with Danny Farke. You know, it's always difficult to make these decisions. I sounded more like I want to see the baby. Honestly, I sounded more like Mandalorian, don't I? I like Farke. I like the sort of the football we play. There's people that have agendas. People wanted him out before he even signed for us. People wanted him out before the end of last season. Oh, come on, Evie. It's for me, Daniel. This is it. I'm going to tell you with my words. Daniel Farke picks the team and tells them how to play. It's then when them players cross that white line, it's up to them to implement that system. Now, in games, you need moments of brilliance from players, intelligence, and passages of play and all that. But it comes down to that player for me. So when people are wanting Farke out, the Sunderland, and all that kind of stuff, how can you have a go at Farke for howlers, for Millier? Do you know what I mean? How would you train for that? Can't. That's my perspective of it. People just don't like us. There's this big whole section of the fan base that just put Marcelo Bielsa on this pedestal, and rightly so, because he did wonders for us, didn't he? But I think it's unfair to compare him to Bielsa and all that kind of stuff. But I'm very much Farke in at the minute, to answer your question 20 minutes ago.
Yeah, I agree. Joby, I'll come to you with the Daniel Farke one. Again, he seems to be getting a little bit of heat after the Blackburn, the whole one. Not a great performance against Harrogate, but we did get through. I probably know your standpoint on this one.
I've
The
got
ace
a
of-
couple of questions for the people that are and always have been relentlessly Farke out. Right?
God, I thought it was coming from me then.
Question number... No, it's fine. You're safe this time. But the first one is, you say that Daniel Farke's got an easy ride of it because he's got some of the best players in the league. To the people that say that, I would ask you, were the likes of Billy Bremner, Peter Lorimer, were they not up there with the best players in the league at the time? Because you're saying that Don Revie was the best manager that Leeds have ever had. He also had very good footballers. And if you're saying, well, yeah, but they're okay, sure, they both have good footballers, fine, but Revie did better. He's got a lower win percentage, fewer clean sheets per game, conceded more per game, scored less per game. Every single one of the numbers says that, at the very least, Daniel Farke's doing a pretty all right job, right? We're top of the league, and there's people going, yeah, but we should be more top of the league, shouldn't we? And it's like, no, it's okay. We're doing better than we were this time last season. And you know what? Last season, we came this close to getting promoted. We came a Dan James ball off the crossbar away from, I reckon we would have won that match going up.
Vietnam flashbacks.
Should have started.
So
Take that out as take that. Yeah, we'll let you.
Danny, I actually genuinely thought you were going to be the grudge there and come out with a laptop.
That was very, it was a very 3D effect. Guy Location has asked this one twice, lads. I'm not too sure on this one. Danny, JB, or Dylan, what do you think of the second goalkeeper from Munich, Daniel Perez? Joby, do you know much of him?
Googling. Hang on.
I'd be the same.
I'll link just his suggestion.
This feels like one of those links that is on the lazy side. I don't know enough about him to like the potential move. I don't know enough about him to hate the potential move. It feels like what's happened is the same thing that happened with the Dor Turgeman rumor like a couple of months ago, where someone's gone, player from Israel doing quite well. You signed Manor Solomon. That'll do. And they're just sort of lumping together a bunch of leaks. So
Right.
Yeah.
Throwing everything together. Michael says here, fans are comparing Farke to Bielsa. Farke is the man for the job for me, but Bielsa played the most exciting football ever played at Elland Road. Do you still think that's probably it, lads? That this is the reason that Farke does get to hate, is because we're still living in the Bielsa days. For some reason, we've had 3 managers since Bielsa. Is it just that we all just want that perfection? We want that Bielsa ball back. Is that the reason why we're hating on Farke, Dylan? What do you think?
I think it's because
it's not that we're... No, go ahead, Danny.
Use for it between
yeah. I was just going to say that it's because it's been like the biggest ray of sunshine that we've had as a club for a very long time, apart from the promotion from League One. Yeah, exactly. You know what I mean? I think we want to feel that feeling again, and with Leeds fans, especially online ones. I'm not saying they're not Leeds fans when they're offline. You know what I mean. I'm just saying that I've lost my train of thought. I have no idea what I'm saying now. All your insecurities, and catastrophize a lot of things online. That's what I was just going to say. Tune in next week for more psychological analysis.
No, I think I think for so long we were so hurt. And I think when Bielsa came in, it was that lease of life. Brought the city of Leeds and the fans around the world to one unit and turned players that, would never, they had this dream of playing in the Premier League and turned them all into
me and
this...
Danny nearly got sick in our mouth reading that. Another record we're about to be.
To turn these players into, just pure tanks, and fitness-wise, with mortar ball, rearranging top arch, everything down to him sitting on his bucket. This man brought the joy back to Leeds United, the good days. And I feel because we had so many managers over a certain amount of years that when he did come in, we obviously thought it just felt different as soon as he came in the door. But then when he went out the door, a lot of people were Bielsa out. I wasn't one of them anyway, but there was a lot online. There was a lot, it was coming nasty. And then Marsh came in the door and it just went downhill from there. That kind of raw breakup feeling was every day waking up, going to work, for me anyway, and being absolutely depressed down my head and not enjoying being in the Premier League, which is mad because I only ever seen Leeds, in League One or the Championship until
In the
obviously.
wrong chat.
Yeah.
Sorry. Put it in the wrong chat.
You're
I'm stupid, sorry.
You're mad.
So we've had so many managers basically, and it's been just an emotional roller coaster. And I don't think anyone, no matter who we get, is going to be happy. We win the Premier League, lads. There's still people that aren't going to be happy. I'm being honest.
No,
we're
I
we
agree.
Leeds, and that's the way that's always going to be.
Mm.
But I will take the good at the minute because I would rather Farke over any of the managers that we've had after Bielsa.
He's second best
Yeah.
to Bielsa, Dillo, is he? I
He
don't
really
know
is, yeah.
what Joe and Danny, but
He doesn't bring
Nah.
that same kind of, as I said, unity to the fan
Yeah.
base, but he does. He gets Leeds, and he's clearly doing a good job considering we got 90 points, 90-point trophy last season, and now we're top of the league again. And look, yeah, my panic button was smashed probably at the start of December. Like, I haven't even got a panic button anymore because it's just my anxiety through the roof because of Leeds United. That's what this club does to me, and it's always going to do it to me, regardless. But Farke is the man for the job. For people that are saying get out, look yourself in the mirror. Considering, look how bad things were. It could be a lot worse, lads. It could be a lot worse. You said it yourself, going back to Sheffield Wednesday, that kind of Ken Bates. Think about it. It could be a lot worse. We're in a good kind of, you could say the ball is rolling with Leeds at the minute. Elland Road being expanded. Everyone needs to just chill out a little bit, including myself. Like,
Joe B, you're after rubbing off on Dylan. I've never heard him speak this positively about Leeds before, no?
That's what I was saying earlier. I was like, this is soothing for the soul. This is why we're here. Be fun.
Behold,
all we need now is like everyone has a pair of glasses, just jazz music in the background. That'll just kind of calm everyone right down.
Last one I want to touch on, lads, before I wrap it up, and this is one for Joe B mainly because I want to get his head on this one. The Melier situation, Joe. Obviously, he made the howler. We spoke after the Hull one as well. You were very much like, we need to probably take him out of the firing line. Time has passed. Are you still in the same thoughts? Tomorrow, would you go with Darlow, or do you think back Melier now that the dust has settled?
I'd
ding.
go with Darlow.
You go
Because
with
the way
Darlow?
that I said it previously was that basically if Darlow didn't have a stinker against Harrogate, fine, he can stick in, and then Melier has to win his place back. But that will take time and won't happen within a 2-week time span. So let's, give Darlow a shot, be fine.
Yeah.
On the quick look at the sort of why do people hate, why do people dislike Farke so much thing, and is it a link to Bielsa? I might have been a bit mysterious on Twitter yesterday. When I said that I was going to sort of do a mentioning of a thing that I'm working on.
Oh yeah.
Am I alright to quickly
Of course,
screen share and show that off now?
Love it. Yeah, of course.
Because every once in a while I do sort of big high effort videos. No one watches them, so they're completely pointless. But they're fun to do. So the next one that I'm doing is a specific look at the idea of the widows of Bielsa. So I'm not going to look at Bielsa's time here. I'm going to have a look at his time at Newell's and at Athletic Bilbao and at Marseille and at Leeds, and look not at that time, but the time immediately following that time, and how all of those fan bases never quite got it back together again afterwards, because everyone just sort of really fell in love with that style of football. Also, the thumbnail's really good, and Kayla did a very nice drawing of Marcelo Bielsa that's on the front of it. So
Lovely. Let's go.
that's the plan.
Which?
Let's do
There
it.
we go.
Ooh.
Oh my god. That's deadly, that is.
Love it.
That is class.
So
Really
I
good.
hope it's good, and I hope people watch it. But yeah,
That is class. That's
That is
some
legend.
drawn.
That is unreal.
Can you
Love that.
just a quick question, Joe? I'm this is a genuine. I'm not doing a bit, but can Marseille be a widow? Because didn't he leave a couple of days in?
you're thinking of Lille,
Lazio.
where he
Lille,
did
yeah,
that.
sorry,
Oh,
He also
Lille.
did that at
Lille.
Lazio, but at both of those he was lied to by the board.
That's right. That's right. That's why you're you and I'm me. That's the exact reason why.
What was the club he was at when he came out with their grenade? Was that Lazio?
No, it was
That was, I think that was
with
Newell's.
Was it?
Pochettino. He was like when he went to Pochettino's house and said, "Show me your legs."
Oh yeah,
When-
I remember hearing that.
There they are. He goes, "Right, I'll sign you." I thought, right, okay.
Cool, yeah.
Imagine that.
Easy
Imagine that
getting scouted
story.
back then.
Getting a lot of comments on this one, Joe. Great drawing. I'll watch that, Joe. Brilliant stuff, Joe. Looking forward to that
Thanks,
one.
guys. I to be clear, I did very little for the thumbnail. I just have a very talented wife.
It's pretty cool. Man.
That's
Is
the
she
brownie
in the
point.
room with you? Has she got a gun pointed to you, Joe? Is that why you? Is she like
No,
that? Sister?
the thing is, everyone else that I'm like mates with is currently at Spoons, and I was meant to be at Spoons, but I'm now working. So
Yeah,
That's
it is
awesome.
good though. It's really good. Very talented.
Absolutely love it.
Brilliant.
Lads, I think that's it from the match build-up, unless anyone else has anything to add or do you want to talk about? Danny, you look like
we
there's
do
something.
we do
You do
predictions,
not
do
want
we?
to ask me that question. That is a very open-ended can of worms.
Well,
Let's
give it-
talk about cloud seeding for a bit.
What's
you know?
going on in the head of Danny?
You know what? You don't want to know, mate. It's like post-apocalyptic Max Thunderdome. You know what I mean? You know what I'm like. It's me. You know?
Love it.
I would like to say thanks for having me on. It's been a pleasure.
No, thanks very much for coming on. That's what I was just about to touch on. Joe B, what's happening over on Joe Blackburn? What's the plans coming up?
various streams and stuff when various bits of transfer news come in. The video that I mentioned a minute ago will be probably after the transfer window, but that's because I'm going to actually put a lot of time and effort into it this time. And yeah, outside of that, not much, to be completely honest with you. Hopefully more appearances on OnlyLeedsBros.
Happy days, yeah, love to
And
have you on.
Nelp, Danny, invite me back. God.
You're invited. You're invited all the time. 24 hours a day. You name it. We'll sort it out.
Sounds good.
Special guests on an L Friday night and Not Another Leeds podcast.
Love it. Yeah, so do go check out Joe B. Really, really good stuff out there. Brings a lot of sense to us all when we're all kind of hitting the panic button. So if you do feel yourself getting worked up a little bit, search Joe B, and he brings us all back down to earth and makes us feel calm. Danny, what's the plan on Not Another Leeds podcast?
Well, we've got Joe B, who's the light side of the force, and then you've got me, the scum side of the force, where when you're bored, and you need to put like noise on for your dog when you leave and go out for a nice meal with the family. You can play my podcast if you want. Basically, Not Another Leeds podcast on a Friday. We did one last night, which was very difficult because of internet situations and that kind of stuff. But yeah, going off what if you are see me for the first time, going off what I'm like tonight, it's even worse on a Friday night. But it's fun. It's not. I mean, how? In fact, let's play a game. How would you describe it, Dillo and Dazzling Darren? How would you describe it being on the podcast? I've been listening.
You go first, Dan.
Not Another Leeds podcast. In like one word, or just
see, that's Evie's having a dig at me there because she knows full well that mine's not chill.
Yeah, yours is anything but chill. Yours is a bit crazy, a little bit of mayhem, fun, extravagant, everything. Just fun. I love watching it. I love seeing like when you just spring surprises on your guests. Like you never really let them in on too much. what's going to happen, what's being springed across him. So you see all your guys sitting there going, what's coming next? Like, what's he going to say next? What's he going to hit us with next? So if you haven't already, go check out Not Another Leeds podcast. You're close to 1,000, Woody,
game
aren't you?
show.
Game show. So
Yeah, we're
really good.
about 70 to go. If we hit 1,000, I'll probably pay for James's internet because rubbish. We've got rubbish internet. But yeah, it's for those that want a serious sort of synopsis of my. It's more of a game show, gimmicky, meme. It's not so serious. Like everyone else is better than mine. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. We just we don't do stats or anything like that. It's just wins. And
You don't
bad
like. You're
opinions.
just no one else has that like what you have. Like you said, it's very kind of game show sort of vibes. I don't think
It's very gimmicky.
Yeah, class.
I love it. I love being on it, lads. Definitely go over and
People
watch
actually lose followers. For being
It's
honest.
like, for me to describe it, it's like when I was, I think, 2 or 3, and going into a crash, and being so excited. That's what it's like. Because it's probably one of the funniest ones to be on. That definitely check it out, lads. It is a good one. It is a good one.
It's like Nalp is like your sleep paralysis demon. You just can't. But yeah,
You kind of know now. You kind of know what to expect of myself and Darren. You don't know what to expect of you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If that's
even I do. I surprise myself.
I would say you
Even though I
do.
know it.
I would say you do, 100%. Look, lads, thanks very much to Joe B. Thanks very much for Danny coming on.
Before we go, 1 second.
Yeah?
Sorry, I
Go
just
ahead, bud.
realised I've been shouted at. I realised that I bribed people to come over here by saying that I would do my predicted lineup on here rather than over on my own preview.
Yeah, let's go.
So I'm going to go Darlow, Bogle, Ampadu, Rodon, Firpo, Tanaka, Rothwell, Solomon, Aronson, James, Pirro. Even though I said I'd probably start Joseph, I don't think he starts.
Yeah, I don't think he starts either.
Did I swear you? Did I swear you?
I wrote this 2 days ago, Danny.
I've been doing it for 3 days. I'm 1 step ahead. 1 step ahead.
Get out of my head.
Are we doing predictions? Will we do predictions of the crack?
Yeah, we'll go for it. What's your predictions then, Joe? What are you thinking?
Oh shit! What did I say in my preview? Saw the preview. 4-0.
4-0. Be nice. Danny, you buddy, give us your predicted lineup,
I'll go.
and then go on. Give us your predicted lineup.
Pretty much same as Joe.
Yeah, same.
Save a bit of time. On Millier, I want Millier out of the firing line because he's human after all, even though he's a tall and deep voiced human. But yeah, it's just the same as Joe.
That is a little bit rude. That is a
3-1.
Frenchman, no?
That sounds exactly like that. I thought Elan Melier was coming into the podcast there for a minute.
Get out! Get out!
It still end up dropping something. Yeah, same as Joe. 3-1, I think. But I'm excited by that forward line, if I'm honest.
Yeah, me too. Dillo, you? What's your prediction?
The lineup definitely, but I think Melier is going to go in. I think Melier will start. I like to see Darlow, but I just think Melier will. I'm going to say... I'm going to say 2-0. Leeds.
Really?
I was going to say what's up.
Yeah. I'm a little bit more reserved, Dillo. I'm going to say 1-0. I think I
was thinking that as well, but then I'm also thinking
win.
2-1 as well. And then I'm thinking of Melier cocking it up altogether.
Yeah, I agree with Danny. Yeah, I don't know what we thought is tomorrow. I just think early kickoffs, Elland Road won't really be at it. You know it yourselves, like lads, you've been there. Early kickoffs at Elland Road, it can be hard to kind of get going. Yeah, I'm thinking probably.
Leeds come out now and win 6-0 tomorrow.
Yeah,
bookmark this.
Yeah, so that's my thoughts anyway. Myself and Dylan, lads, will be back tomorrow at 11:45 for the watch along, so make sure you pop in for that one. And then we're back tomorrow night then at 8 o'clock then for the match reaction. We're going to be joined by Evie, Paul from Leeds Therapy, and Shaw from Will Go White, so we will pick their brains at that one. Again, thanks very much to Joe B and Danny for popping on. It's been an absolute blast. Dillo, you want anything else to add before we go, buddy?
No, it's absolute pleasure getting these two boys on. Really enjoyed this one. It's great. I love it. Leeds get the 3 points tomorrow and we keep going.
Love it. Absolutely love it. Have a good night, lads. We chat to you all again soon. Let's hope Leeds pick up 3 points tomorrow.